You are tuned to the Folk Music Notebook, streaming folk songs 24/7.
Welcome to Folk Music Notebook's Artist in Residence Showcase. Each week at this time, we shine a spotlight on an outstanding singer-songwriter or group from our folk community as they share an exclusive performance for our Folk Music Notebook audience. This week's guest is REES SHAD, a native of Manhattan who used his father's Dictaphone to record his first song at the age of 4. REES grew up absorbing New York's downtown music scene, from places like Gerde's Folk City to CBGB's. He ingested the urban world, its inherent rhythms and human electricity. And after years as working as a sideman with a variety of bands, which helped REES to sharpen his instincts as both a creator and a performer, he moved to northern New York State to immerse himself in rural culture, where he also built a recording studio and started making music in earnest. REES has since moved to Western Massachusetts, and he has 3 master's degrees under his belt, one in technical communication, another in design and technology, and an educational specialist. He also spent close to 20 years working in higher education, where he established the City University of New York's first program in game design. Let's welcome this week's guest artist, REES SHAD.
Hi, folks. My name is REES SHAD, and Ron Olesko at the Folk Music Notebook asked me to record a little home concert for you for the Artist Residency Showcase that the Notebook features. So you're sitting right now with me in my recording studio in the attic of my home in southwestern Massachusetts. Among other things, besides just being a singer-songwriter and a musician, I'm an audio engineer and I have a production studio here, but I've also been a college professor for a lot of the last 20 years. And one of the things that I teach, among other media and communication, is game design. And so you see a shelf full of games behind me. It's an excellent sound absorber and helps make this room sound more interesting, but also it's where my wife makes me store all the games that I have in my life. Many of them actually are games that I have designed with some of my fellow designers. And then there's a whole bunch that you might can see and be like, oh, yeah, I've got that game, or I played that game. And gaming is just another way for me to find storytelling. And as a songwriter, I'm primarily a narrative-based. And here's a story from the new album, Tattletale. And the song is called Mickey Mouse Romeo. Walt could have created that guy you're fixated upon. As of late, my old friend, to the moon this buffoon your heart sends. Where's it end? Where's it end? Where's it end? There's a chorus of voices alarmed by your choices. Too distracted, you hear not a word. Yet we all see that cat as absurd. Fly away, little bird. He's just a puffed up pretender, no heart, just bravado and show. You never remember the tales that the dandies can tell, but we know he's just a Mickey Mouse Romeo. His lines are impressive and sometimes suggestive of wit, but the jokes never hit. And I wonder what you see in it. I myself am a much better fit. I ain't a puffed up pretender, I've heart, not bravado to show. I never remember the tales that the dandies can tell. You'll know I ain't a Mickey Mouse Romeo. I'd give all my eye teeth for the style that is that dandy, if I could get you to glance over at the heart of me. With the minds that you invest in that foppish, handsome mess, I must confess my jealousy. So Tattletale is the 30th album that I've been involved writing for. And that's almost an album a year for most of my professional career. I've worked with a lot of different kinds of music and a lot of different bands over the years. And the solo albums are the ones that seem to get me heard the most. And there are 13 of those. And this is the 13th. This is another song from that album, Tattletale. It's called Nobody Said. Nobody said that spring was easy. Never behaves as you'd expect. Frost can come on in an instant, or the deluge can roll on in. Nobody said that spring was easy. Nobody said that we'd be easy. Wouldn't behave as lovers do. Jealous hearts can beat the loudest. Unfiltered words we can't undo. Nobody said that we'd be easy. Nobody said. We all know but never dare to tell, 'cause that would break the spell. What chance have we instead to bloom or fall off dead? Oh, nobody said. Nobody said then comes easy. Heat of summer here and gone. We're left with colors that anticipate the cold, and lonely winter unforetold. Nobody said the end was easy. Nobody said. Let them down, let down. La da da down, 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 la da. Ba ba da down, down, down. Ba ba da down, down, down. Down, down, down. Nobody said that spring was easy. Oh, nobody said. So, many years ago, I did a record called The Wrigley Road Stories, which critics at the time seemed to really like, although they saw it as a concept record, as was the definition. And it was, there was a concept, but really what it was there was a full narrative that went through the whole album. I've done many of those over the years, even in opera. And this is a song that, as they say in the music business, as we say in the music business, seemed to have legs. At the time we released it, it wasn't the single, and it wasn't even the second single. It wasn't like people weren't really paying attention to the song. But as we toured the country and the world on that record, my band and I, people seemed to really connect with the song. And we didn't realize it until many years later when streaming services started sending me checks that paid my mortgage. I'm like, it's a song called The Missus and Me, and it's from the Wrigley Road Stories from back in 1997, I think, 98 maybe. I stare out through rippled glass, across past the front porch swing. Sometimes my reflection, it just stares me down. Some mornings we don't recognize each other, and other days we're sad old friends. Not a word will pass between us, yet we understand. Like the missus and me, just as she and I used to be, just like Abigail Brewer Wrigley. Used to wake up early every morning, make a cup of tea and go outside. I would watch her from this window, I would write it all down. Painting portrait after portrait with my words. Of the missus at tea, just as she used to be, just like Abigail Brewer Wrigley. Lost the old girl nearly 4 years back. Now I'm lonesome in our home. I make do with my reflection, an old and spotted man whom I once knew. To look frantically for notepads, never far out of reach, to write down all the comings and goings outside the rippled glass across the front porch swing. Where the missus and me held hands indefinitely, me and my sweet Abigail Wrigley. Abigail Brewer Wrigley. Ron, everybody over there, the Folk Music Notebook, I really appreciate y'all having me on and giving me the opportunity to share my music with people. And if people want to find out more about me, REESSHADmusic.com. Come on out. There's a contact point there. Reach out, say hello. I'd love to meet you, get to know you as you get to know me and my music. Y'all have a great day.
You have been listening to REES SHAD on this week's Artist in Residence Showcase here on Folk Music Notebook. We thank REES for joining us today, and we thank you for listening. To find out more about REES and his music, please visit his website at reesshadmusic.com. And I'd also like to invite artists who are interested in being part of this series to contact me at ron@folkmusicnotebook.com, and I'll give you more details. Join us again next week at this time for another Artist in Residence Showcase, and check our website for a list of encore broadcasts. This is Folk Music Notebook, your virtual folk festival, 24 hours a day.
Thanks for tuning into Folk Music Notebook. If you'd like to help keep the music flowing, our tip jar can be found at paypal.me/folkmusicnotebook. We thank you for your support.